What is up, YouTube? I'm 40. We're going to be doing OCG Thursday, and there is quite a lot of interesting things kind of coming across today. So, first one we're going to look at is Marincess paleo frogs, and you're probably thinking the same thing that I am. What the heck is going on here? So, Marincess Seahorse. So you special summon this card from your hand to your zone that a Marincess monster points to. And of course, you can only special summon her once per turn this way. And then during your main phase, except during the turn this card was in the graveyard, you just discard from your grave, special summon one water monster from your hand to a zone that your Marincess monster points to. So what do these links do? So, this is our big bad link 3, which is 2 water monsters to make it. Target 1 Marincess card in your graveyard, except for rock, and add it to your hand. And of course, you can only use that effect once per turn. And then once per turn, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, send 1 Marincess monster from your hand to the graveyard. Monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Also, you take no battle damage. Alright, that's pretty good. Our link 2 here is 2 water monsters. Well, it's like this is pretty easy to make. So, you can target 1 water monster with 15 or less attack in your graveyard and special summon it to your zone this card points to. That's pretty good. To your zone this card points to. Also, you got special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except for water monsters, of course. This card is sent from the field to the graveyard. Target 1 Marincess card in your graveyard, except for coral, and add it to your hand. It's almost like these cards were destined to be abused with Paleo. Then we've got the little blue slug. So it's 1 level 4 lower Marincess monster. You can only link summon one of her once per turn. If this card is linked summon, target 1 Marincess in your graveyard except for her and add it to your hand. Also, you can special summon monster this turn except for water monsters. I'm starting to see a recurring theme here that maybe water, maybe a stun water deck might not be too bad. So what's kind of going on here? So we're packing triple copies of Seahorse. She's literally going to be your starter. She's going to allow you to do a lot of things in this deck, and it's pretty cheeky. We have triple copies of Swap Frog, as we are a totally awesome deck. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people are not totally excited about that. This is going to be one of your other best cards. Free dumpability and things like that. Actually, really free. We have triple copies of Dupe Frog. Dupe Lock, still really good. Also goes with Swap Frog. Soft Lock the opponent. It's really good. We have 2 copies of Ronin Totem. 2 copies of Inspector Border. No reason not to be able to floodgate your opponent. You open on a slow hand. Go ahead, just normal summon this, kind of set your turn and go. Then we have triple copies of Maxi. Interruptions are really, really good. And by interruptions, I mean, hey, look at all these cards I'm drawing. We have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and 2 copies of Ghost Bell. And then spells in here, we have 2 copies of Signet Mining. Searching for this is really good. We have 2 copies of Bond of Desires. I don't want to play any more than that in this deck. I feel like that might be bad. 1 Foolish Burial, Triple Call by the Grave. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. 2 Solemn Judgment. 1 Vanity's Emptiness. Triple copies of Crackdown. Triple copies of Dynamiscus. And 2 copies of Candina. I honestly think in terms of like the main deck construction, that this is about as good as it's going to get. You might be able to mess around with a little bit, but I don't see a lot of variance here that you can really mess around with. You guys know what I mean? Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Crusadia Astram, of course, 1 Borreload, 1 Unicorn, 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Security Dragon, 1 copy of Miss Starboy, 1 Opabenia, 2 Totally Awesome, 1 copy of Marbled Rock, 2 Coral Enonome, and then we have 2 copies of the cute little blue slug. Adorable. Look at her. So that wraps up the first list. Like I said, this could be an interesting concept come the TCG when we actually get this set, as long as everything is kind of functioning on this. So we'll have to wait and see where that goes. Now, oh boy, we got some Madolche. And if you guys haven't been keeping up with me, we've been following TCG Madolche for a little while now. It's actually really cool to see what this deck actually can do in the current game. I know a lot of people don't want to play Pot of Extravaganza on this deck, and every list I've been seeing as of late, unfortunately, really is pushing the theme of this. I actually think that this might be the best way to go. It sucks because like you need to max out on things in your extra deck, like the Tiara Amisu, the Shakla Ala mode, which I mean is going to cost your wallet a lot of money. And it's unfortunate that that's kind of the case that this deck has become at this point. But you have to understand that if you want to have a chance to do anything, this is going to be the card that is going to grant you the ability to do that. So we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom. Pretty standard, actually. We have 1 copy of Effect Failure, 2 copies of our boy Phantasmi, triple copies of Angeli, 2 Hoot Hoot. 2 definitely seems to be the more correct number as of late. We have triple copies of Madolche, 2 copies of Messengelato, triple copies of Pudding or Soucior, and then 1 copy of the Puddingcess, along with triple copies of Maxi Spells. We have triple Called by the Grave, 1 copy of Harpy's Featherduster, 1 Chateau, 1 ticket. Yeah, I know a lot of builds. We're trying to play 2 Chateau. I definitely see a lot of bricking coming with that. So that's definitely something as well. We have triple copies of Pot of Extravaganza and 2 copies of Twin Twisters Traps. We have triple copies of Infinite Impermanence, 2 copies of Solemn Judgment, and 2 copies of Solemn Strike, kind of rounding out the main deck here. Extra deck on here, we have triple copies of Madolche Frisch Sistart, 1 copy of Unicorn, 1 Boral Sword Dragon, triple Glass Flue, triple copies of Queen Tiramisu, triple copies of Chakla a la Mode, and 1 copy of Abyss Dweller. Side deck here we have 2 Lancia, 2 DD Crow, 2 copies of Brinkatops, 1 Hoot Hoot, triple copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance, 1 Imperial Order, triple Red Reboot, and 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness, wrapping us up. So, like I said, Madolche is definitely... It's not a super top contender right now, but you're really ignorant if you don't really consider this deck to be something that you're going to see it the first couple of rounds in an event, because this can definitely be a deck that can carry 3-0 very easily the beginning stages of the day. And then, you know, when you start getting down to the X1, X2 bracket, I wouldn't be shocked to see more Madolche there. So, you know, granted, concepts will adapt per metagame that the deck is choosing to play in, but I do want to say that, yeah, this is very viable at the moment, and it's actually scary just how good this deck's potential is at the moment. So don't be caught with your pants down with this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tricky one. Now, last up, we actually have some love for Destiny Heroes. So you guys all know about Fusion Destiny. Here's some 1 fusion monster from your extra deck that lists a Destiny Hero monster as material, using monsters from your hand or deck as fusion material, but destroy it during the end phase of the turn. And then for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can not special summon monsters except for Dark Hero monsters. They had to not let me have any real fun, but hey, you know what? We get access to Dominate Guy, Dangerous, Dystopia. You know, like, we have some really good cards at our disposal. Same thing with Dark Law. Maybe someday we'll get the Mighty Swordsman, but we'll have to wait and see. So this is kind of a new take on Heroes. And by new take, we're kind of evolving the concept that is Heroes. I mean, yeah, the OCG does have access to Triple Malicious, something that I actually wish we did too, but, you know, we can't actually abuse this in its own deck. It actually just really sucks. So, we have 1 copy of Arborea, 1 copy of Celestial, 1 copy of Decider Guy, 1 copy of Disc Commander, 1 Dreamer, 1 copy of Drill Dark, 1 copy of Dynatag, triple copies of Malicious, 1 copy of Plasma, 1 copy of Shadow Mist, 1 Solid Soldier, 1 Stratos, 1 copy of O-Lion, and triple copies of Vision Hero Vion. Yeah, the 1 Malicious does make that much of a difference. We have 2 copies of Hero Lives, triple copies Called by the Grave, 1 copy of Different Dimension Reincarnation, 2 copies of E-Emergency Call, triple copies of Fusion of Destiny, 1 Harpy's Featherduster, 2 copies of Instant Fusion, 1 Living Fossil, 1 copy of Mass Change, 1 copy of Moon Mirror Shield, 1 Alpha Duder, 2 copies of the Manual Polymerization, 1 copy of Refusion. So this card's actually pretty good. So you can activate this card by paying 500 life points, target 1 fusion monster, graveyard special summon and equip with this card. This card is destroyed. You unfortunately have to banish the equipped monster, but it is another equipped card that you do get to abuse off of Isolde, which, considering in this deck, actually isn't terrible. Then we have 1 copy of Reinforcement in the Army. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Extra Hero Dread Decimator, 2 copies of the new Extra Hero Cross Guy. Then we have 1 Wee Witch's Apprentice, 1 copy of the Mighty Flame Swordsman, 1 copy of Isolde, 1 copy of Needle Fiber, 1 Borreload Dragon, 1 copy of Borreload Savage. And then, of course, we have Theseus, Dark Law, Raijin, Dystopia, 1 copy of Dominate Guy, and 1 copy of our boy Destiny Hero, Dangerous. So that wraps up today's edition of OCG Thursday, guys. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about these interesting decks. I do think that the OCG is in a relatively interesting position at the moment. At least we got the chance to see Rogue flowing again. You know, when things kind of seize up for like that 2-week window as we adjust into a new list, and we don't get the chance to see a lot of Rogue, it's really rough. So guys, remember, Friday and Tuesday are Market Watch on this channel. You'll actually get to see a Market Watch tomorrow, actually. Alright guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.